I had a terrible dream. I dreamt that I was forced to buy an old, smelly and hopelessly broken Nissan Micra. Oh no. It wasn't just a dream, it's really there. Welcome to CarSpyTV. Okay, here's a recap of what's happened so far. The Nissan Micra was dumped on me without my consent by a mystery subscriber who simultaneously took £100 from my wallet. I then started to fix the problems. The car was very mouldy, for example. Just look at it all. So I got rid of the mould with white vinegar, lots of scrubbing and a face mask that protected my lungs and made me look like a platypus. I then took out the seats to let them dry. Furthermore, when it rained, the car filled up like a swimming pool. Can you see the water in the floor well? So, I removed the scuttle panel and did a quick, massively unprofessional, bodge-type repair. I was aiming for better, not perfect. I then checked the engine, which wouldn't start, and noted that it had missing and poorly fitted components. Finally, I started the reassembly by connecting this air intake pipe. And that's where we are now. Today, I'll reconnect the other missing parts to and around the engine. There's also a reasonable chance we'll get the car started. Hopefully. I've got a funny feeling I know what's wrong and it's not those missing components. They alone wouldn't stop the engine turning over. I'll also do one or two little jobs inside the cabin to make life easier. So, let's go outside now and see if we have any luck. Come on. Okay, we're now looking at the top of the engine and, as I showed you in a previous video, the spark plug has been removed from this cylinder. Here's that spark plug and it looks like it's seen a few miles. The insulator tip is discoloured, for example. Anyway, it's good enough for now, so let's get a ratchet and pop it back in the engine. I also showed you last time that a couple of ignition coils have been removed, so let's put them back too. These coils send electricity to the spark plugs, so they're very important. Let's now fit the engine air filter. This filter traps dirt, dust and leaves so they don't get into the engine and cause problems. While we're here, let's also properly secure the brake fluid reservoir that's missing a couple of bolts. And that's just the kind of job I like, nice and simple. And finally for now, under the bonnet, let's connect the filler pipe to the windscreen washer fluid. Good, we're making progress. Okay, just for the sake of being thorough, let's double check the engine won't start now we've replaced those components. I have the key, we're in neutral and... Yep, there you go, absolutely the same, no change whatsoever. But nonetheless, never fear, I still think there's a decent chance we'll get this car started today. By the way, because there's no chair in this car, hang on. I'm sitting on this little white stool that my grandfather made many years ago. First though, let's reinstall this instrument cluster, which looks easy enough. If we look at the car itself, there's this black electrical connector. Can you see that? That goes into a slot there on the back of the instrument cluster. So let's have a go at that. Right, where are you? Can't see what's going on. It's in there somewhere. Ah, yeah, there we go. Right, now pop it back in situ. Right, so far so good. Now, this is held in position by 3 screws. One goes at the top, one down there on the left, and one down there on the right. So, let's do that. there's now this big piece of plastic trim to install, which clips in at the top there, like so. And there's a screw down there somewhere, and another one on this side, which I'll do in a moment. But for now, the instrument cluster has come to life, and it says the car has done 152,917 miles. By the way, if you're working with metal fasteners, you might find a magnetic tray handy. They help keep things all together and they're not expensive. This one was only £8.50. So, why won't this Nissan Micra start? My gut feeling is that there's an electrical fault rather than mechanical. Now, in the last video, we found the battery was completely flat and charged it, so we know that's okay at least. Next, I'm going to check the fuses because that's quick, easy, and the next logical step. I'll check some of the fuses with this test lamp and others by peering through a magnifying glass. Let's start with this fuse box in the engine bay. Well, there's no obvious damage. Nothing looks melted, for example. Now, some of these fuses are nothing to do with starting the engine, but there are so few of them we might as well test the lot. The test lamp is lighting up on this one, so we know that's okay. And all the other fuses look okay too, except this pink one. Now, I've had a good look at this with a magnifying glass, and that's blown. Now, if we look at the top of the fuse box, it says this fuse is a 30 amp. Okay. More significantly, it says INGSW. That's got to be ignition switch. So, there's a good chance this is the cause of the problem. So, I'm going to look through my bits and pieces and see if I've got a spare fuse. If not, I might be able to borrow one from another car. Has anyone else got a Nissan Micra? Right, I've installed a spare fuse and I'm feeling good about this. Hopefully the engine's going to start. On the spaces, we'll need a driver's seat, but that's buried somewhere here in the greenhouse. Now where is it? Ah, here it is. Okay, this is the big moment. Let's see if this thing starts. Surely now, come on. Okay, so it made new noise. So that's progress, but it didn't sound good, did it? In fact, it sounded terrible. Let's try again. No. Okay, so changing the fuse has improved things, but the engine still won't fire. What is that new noise? You know what? That might be the starter motor. It sounds to me like it's spinning, but not actually engaging. Now, sometimes if a starter motor is not working, you can hit it with a big metal pole and it will come back to life. At least for a while, so we could try that. One more go though, come on. Nothing to lose. It's running. Almost out of petrol, but it's running. Now, will it move? I know the gearbox is knackered because the previous owner left me a note to that effect. But, nonetheless, it appears I can at least select the gears. Oh, do I have a brake pedal? Brakes are important. Feels okay. Right, first drive. Well, it moves forward, not too far though because my main camera's there. Let's try backwards. Hopefully that's in gear. Oh, yes. Now don't hit the other car. Brakes, yeah, Brakes feel okay actually. Forward. Oh yeah. Come on, let's have one more go backwards. It feels weird driving without a passenger seat, I tell you that. Good. Right. We're very close to running out of petrol, so I'm going to turn it off there because I don't want it sucking up any sediment from the bottom of the tank. Good. Okay, so we've made excellent progress today. The Nissan Micra now starts and it even moves under its own power. Clearly, there are still quite a few problems though, and look, I found a new one. This window, the driver's window, which was working perfectly, now keeps falling down by itself. I've been holding up with this piece of gaffer tape. Hang on. Yeah, there you go. It's all loose. See that? And as you might expect, the handle isn't having any effect. Clearly, therefore, there's more work to do on this car, so subscribe to my channel now, then you'll find it easier to access the update videos. CarSpyTV is more than this Nissan Micra though. There's Ford Focus content, for example. There's Skoda Octavia, Nissan Primera, loads of classic cars, and more. Right, that's all for now. I'm off to celebrate getting the car started. Where's my whiskey?